Beekeeper is a new Jason Statham action movie, which should pretty much tell you everything you need to know about it. But the plot of this movie is Jason Statham is this retired hitman of sorts. Now he works as an actual beekeeper, tending to bees. He was known as a beekeeper when he was an assassin. He has this dynamic with this elderly lady. He tends to work on her land, helps her out with tasks around the house. She provides meals for him. They have a very nice little family dynamic between the two of them. One day though, she's just on her computer. She gets one of those antivirus messages. She calls these people and they do that whole cyber scam phishing thing that's been happening a lot lately. They rob her of all of the money she has. She then takes her own life. Jason Statham finds out, and now he decides to just go on a mission to just waste these people. So getting to what works in this movie, Jason Statham, he just works in these type of action movies. It's we know they're cheesy, we know they're kind of ridiculous, but he just fits that role. He shows up with that hardcore Australian accent, just ready to fuck some people up. And he just makes it work. I think he understands the projects he becomes a part of are not ridiculous, kind of grade B action, if you want to call it that. But he embraces it and he just makes it work. Is the action of this movie fun and enjoyable? You know what? It is just the right amount, It's nothing super memorable, but it's nothing where you're rolling your eyes at it. I'll touch more on it in a little bit. Also, I will say, I liked the idea that they went with the whole cyber scamming as the reason this elderly woman took her life. She got robbed by them, because it's very real and it's pretty scary stuff with how clever these people, these dirtbags out there become at that. I know quite a few people who have nearly gotten scammed from that shit. It's scary. So yeah, kind of made the criminal outlook in this movie a little more real and a little more intimidating, because we all know it's happening today. And it's namely the elderly folk in this world who are getting targeted for that. It's sad. So yeah, I like that they made that the whole criminal outlook that Jason Statham has to take down. They had a few clever twists towards the end with the whole plot around that I actually thought worked for the movie. I'm you didn't have to go there with that twist, but you did. And definitely benefited the movie because of that. Getting to what is probably the biggest flaw in this movie is something I'm sure you've probably picked up from me talking about this movie. If you've been watching my review and you're saying to me, this kind of sounds a lot like a grade B version of John Wick, well, the answer is, it kind of is. You have this guy, he's a retired hitman. He was once really good, very feared and respected at his job. Someone he cares for deeply, has their life taken as a result of these criminals who are part of something much, much bigger. Causes him to come out of retirement, he goes on this quest for revenge, and yeah, that's what happens. It's basically a B version of John Wick. Where I say it's a B version of John Wick is here's where some of the flaws, or detriments I should say rather, come into this movie when comparing it to a movie like John Wick. First of all, what made John Wick such a great hero in that franchise is he was a badass. He was an unbelievable assassin, but he was just that right amount of rusty that you felt like when he was in fights with people who were other assassins or a big group of people, you felt like there was a chance he could still die. In this movie, when Jason Statham takes on all these different people, these crime lords, these people who are involved in security for these criminals, none of them are a threat to him. He has one fight towards the end of the movie that's kind of a bit of a match for him, but even still, did I ever really feel like his life was in danger? Not really. As a result, it doesn't detriment the fun in the action, but it takes the thrill away from the action because you never really feel like he's facing someone that is his equal. Also, Josh Hutcherson is ultimately the villain of the story. He's kind of the one that's overseeing the cyber hacking and everything like that. And he has very much kind of vibes like the son of the mobster in the first John Wick. Arrogant, spoiled, self-entitled, not taking things seriously enough. But here's the thing. You feel like there were points in John Wick that the guy who fucked with John Wick really understood just how dangerous John Wick is. And as certain things unfolded, he quickly realized, okay, I fucked up bad, and if I don't do things the right way, he's going to kill me. Josh Hutcherson's character had such an arrogance to himself that even when Jason Statham is taking out his comrades, destroying his headquarters, he never at any point, despite what so many people are trying to drill into his head, this guy's dangerous, this guy's going to take you down, he's like, no, he doesn't know who he's messing with. I got this. It's buddy, are you that stupid? He just did what he did, and you still think you can handle this guy? All right. Also, what made John Wick a much bigger movie than just a revenge hitman sort of flick is it really showed us a brief glimpse into this world that they only expanded on with further movies. Like in The Beekeeper, they talk a little bit about, what Jason Statham was as a beekeeper assassin, what the world was like, what it entailed for him. But we don't really get a serious glimpse into what that world could be, and that's a little bit of a disappointment. Like, people talk about the beekeepers like they are the most badass of badasses. Like, who are they? Why are they beekeepers? Like, where did they come from? Like, how do they recruit them? Just everything that goes into it. I would have liked to have seen more about that, and because I didn't, it just felt a little bit unfulfilled. Also, they have a dynamic in this movie with Jason Statham and this FBI agent who was the daughter of the woman that he was tending to. They're trying to form, not really like a relationship or anything like that, but some kind of like working dynamic between the two of them. But I never really bought into any chemistry between them. Never really felt like a partnership really developed. It kind of just felt like, they're both trying to, obviously get revenge for this woman, but they're both going about it different ways, and they never really feel like they get on the same page with that. It just kind of felt like they wanted a good guy in this movie to be an adversary to Jason Statham's character. And that's really all it ever was. So all in all, The Beekeeper, it's a fine action flick. Jason Statham just crushes these cheesy action roles, as stupid as they might be, as grade B as they might be, he does his job. Some of the action's fun, the concept around the people who are the ones he's trying to go after, I appreciated it. It felt real for sure, especially it being a very serious crime wave that's going on right now. That being said, I thought the villain aspect was pretty weak. I thought the expanding on the world, or the attempt to expand on the world, there was a lack of it thereof. The action, as I mentioned, is fun, but it's not as thrilling as it could have been. There's some characters that I think I should have cared more about, but didn't. In the end, I guess if you're really impatiently waiting for Ballerina to get here, well, this is a movie that could hold you over until that. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and as always, definitely leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.